The story began over 700 years ago when a group of migrants from Ipole-Omu, led by the hunter Olutimehin and the prince Oba Larooye, were searching for a reliable source of water during a severe drought. Olutimehin discovered the Osun River and brought Larooye's people to its banks to settle. While they were clearing the forest to build their homes, a tree fell into the river and broke the dye pots of the goddess. Osun, a voice from the water cried out, "Laro, Timehin, you have broken all my dye pots." Other spirits in the forest were heard commiserating with the goddess, saying, "Oso-igbo, rora, spirit of the forest, take it easy." The name of the town, Osogbo, is derived from this phrase. Oso-igbo. To appease the goddess, Oba Larooye offered sacrifices. Osun accepted and entered into a pact with the settlers. She would protect the town, make the land fertile, and bless the women with children. They would respect her sacred grove, never fish in that part of the river, and perform an annual sacrifice to her. Because Oba Larooye stretched out his hands to catch a fish, a messenger of the goddess. During the early rituals, he took the title Adoroja, a contraction of Ate-Wog-Bja, one who stretches out his hand to receive the fish. The Osogbo sacred grove is the physical home of this story. It is a dense forest on the outskirts of Osogbo, filled with shrines, sculptures, and the flowing river. In 2005, it was named a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is one of the last remnants of the primary high forests that once surrounded Yoruba cities. In the 1950s, an Austrian artist named Suzanne Wenger, known locally as Adunni Olarisha, helped protect the grove from modern encroachment, creating the massive, surreal sculptures that stand there today to represent the various orishas, deities. Every August, the Osogbo Festival is held to renew the ancient pact. It is a 2-week event that attracts thousands of people from across the globe. Iwo Popo, the traditional cleansing of the town's main path. Ina Olo Jumarandinlagan, the lighting of a 500-year-old 16-point lamp. The procession, led by the Arugba, a virgin maiden of the king's lineage, who carries a sacred calabash, containing the people's collective prayers and offerings to the river. The Arugba, meaning calabash carrier, is arguably the most critical figure. In the Osogbo tradition, she is not just a participant. She is considered a living embodiment of the goddess Osun during the festival. Without her, the festival cannot take place, as she is the only person authorized to carry the sacred offerings to the river. The Arugba is chosen through a rigorous process directed by the IFA oracle. She must be a member of the ruling houses in Osogbo, a descendant of the Adoroja's family. She must be a virgin. Her purity is spiritually essential, as she acts as a bridge between the physical and spiritual worlds. She is chosen at a young age, often between 11 and 14. In 2025, a 9-year-old named Alamot Osunbunmi became the youngest Arugba in recent history. On the grand finale of the festival, the Arugba carries a heavy, antique sacred calabash, the Igba Ebra, on her head. The calabash contains the collective sacrifices and prayers of the people of Osogbo. It is believed that as she walks, she carries the burdens, hopes, and sins of the entire community. During the procession, the Arugba is treated with the same reverence as the goddess herself. Devotees touch her or the air around her, whispering prayers and asking for blessings of fertility and health. The role comes with immense spiritual and physical discipline. She must walk the long distance from the king's palace to the sacred grove without the calabash falling or shifting. There is a heavy taboo against her stumbling or stepping on a stone or stump. To prevent this, she is often surrounded by olos, whip boys, who clear the path and ensure the crowd doesn't push against her. While she serves as the Arugba, she lives a somewhat secluded life under the guidance of the Aya Osun, High Priestess, and the Adoroja. She is often denied the typical social pleasures of her peers during her years of service. An Arugba typically serves for several years, often 3 to 10 years, until she is released from the duty. This usually happens when she reaches a certain age or is ready to marry. Once her service is over, she is celebrated for her sacrifice, and a new young girl is chosen from the royal family to take her place. While the role of the Arugba has been constant for centuries, several modern-day carriers have made history by breaking records or serving during pivotal moments. For the Osogbo Kingdom, Osuntomi Ewatomalola, the longest serving. Perhaps the most famous Arugba in modern times is Osuntomi Ewatomalola. She held the title for roughly 12 years, leading the procession through some of the festival's most explosive years of international growth. In March 2025, she officially bowed out of the role. Her retirement was a major event in Osogbo because, after 12 years, she had become a familiar, almost permanent symbol of the goddess to the local people. She stepped down to fulfill the traditional requirement of marriage, as the Arugba must remain a virgin during her entire tenure. Alamot Osun Bunmi Olanipekan, the history maker. In 2025, history was made when Alamot Osun Bunmi was selected as the new Arugba. At only 9 years old, she became the youngest Arugba in recent memory to lead the festival. Because Alamot was so young and small, a unique event occurred during the 2025 festival. The sacred calabash was deemed too heavy for her to carry the entire distance to the grove. In a rare move, a male priest, Barber Osun, carried the calabash for parts of the procession while she walked beside it. This sparked a nationwide conversation in Nigeria about tradition and adaptation. High Priest Ifetoki Elabuaban clarified that while others can help carry the weight, only the chosen girl holds the spiritual title of Arugba. Abimbola Adekola, the high-stakes era. Before Osuntomi, Abimbola Adekola served as the Arugba during a time of intense modernization. She was the Arugba during the years leading up to and including the 2005 UNESCO World Heritage designation. Her image was circulated globally in travel documentaries and news outlets, helping to pivot the festival from a local religious rite to a world-class tourism event. The story of the Arugba reminds us that traditions don't survive because of luck. They survive because of devotion. Through her footsteps, the heritage of the Yorubas is preserved for another generation. Whether you see it as a religious rite or a cultural masterpiece, one thing is certain: Osun Osogbo is a testament to the enduring power of faith and the sacred beauty of the feminine spirit. May the waters of Osun bring peace to those who seek it. Deep history, sacred waters. If you value the beauty of the Osun Osogbo, like, follow, and share to keep our legacy trending. Let's bring the ancestors into the digital age.